Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the sort of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in
It's more musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't tell law in your hands for your authority. Let it come take your life. Crime stop right here for us. We need sector to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a you not talking, I mean you check. You wait for your safety. If you see a don't keep it. I'm a part of the Stop the people bringing safety to your door. Stop the crime and make it peace for them before. Stop Liberia from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop the crime for all of us. Stop the people bringing safety to your door. Stop the crime and make it peace for them before. Stop Liberia from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop the crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stop the crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop the crime for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door. Stop the crime and make it peace for them before. Stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop the crime for all of us.
Randy, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever location jumping till the break of dawn. Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Garland Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so we're going to put it to each chicken. We are living since in Hong Kong. Randy, why you take it?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to guess.
Good morning, folks. Good morning, wherever you're joining our broadcast this morning. We want to welcome you to the midweek edition of the program from the News here on Freedom FM 87.9. I'm glad that I'm here this morning. My name is Esther Daku. Wendell is supposed to be here, probably in the traffic, but he's hopefully going to make it here to today's presentation. So we have been joined by one of our Radio LIB partners, Aliyu Masale. You're on the line. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Let's hear you. Good morning, Aliyu Masale. Are you there? I hope I have the right.
Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Mama Labura. Aliyu Masale. Glad to be here this morning.
Okay, it's good to have you, Aliyu. But we quickly want to recognize our sponsors, Mayiba and Sons Incorporated. We want to recognize Crime Stoppers Liberia. We also want to recognize Exodus Best Price Store on the Girlish Street and Old Road. But let's jump into what we have this morning. A lot of trending, interesting topics, to talk about today. We will be looking at some stories. We have been hearing of new developments within our country. But we're going to get there. Let's take the Front Page Africa this morning, online version. And the top story here says, as latest hunger, let's go back to that, as latest hunger index shows Liberia. Let's have this open so we can have the total, the entire caption. As latest hunger index shows Liberia remains one of the countries most at risk for hunger. A new push to grow more rice could change that. And we're not going to read a summary. Let's take the actual story, and it's just right here. It says, across rural communities in Liberia, rice paddies have fed families for generations, and that have also for generations never quite been enough. Feeds that yield barely a top per acre, but per hectare rather, families that import nearly every grain they eat. A country for more than 2 decades has ranked among the hungriest on earth. It is here in Monrovia, the country's capital, a bustling city now farmland that Concerned Worldwide, a humanitarian organization that supports vulnerable communities and partners, have chosen to launch its 2025 Global Hunger Index report in a high-power event this week. The organization says the event underscores the message that Liberia's illness has been long been diagnosed. Now it must be cured. Change in hunger indicators takes time, but what the data tells us clearly is that progress has been flat for far too long, says Sigra Begley, country director of Concerned Worldwide. Boosting food production has been a major priority for President Joseph Boakai. Limited technology, efficient farming practices, low investment, and terrible road hamper production. The erratic rainfall and higher temperatures brought by climate change are making things worse. But now, the partners have fresh data from an important new national survey, full government bar in, and a successful game plan to learn from in Nigeria. The goal is to help farmers produce rice more efficiently and at scale, reducing imports, stabilizing prices, and ensuring pressure on households. The Global Hunger Index is published each year by Concerned Worldwide, the World Hunger Hive, and the Institute for International Law of Peace and Armed Conflict to measure the track hunger at the global, regional, and country levels. The aim of the index is to trigger action to reduce hunger around the world. On the index 20th anniversary, the coalition is spotlighting the fact that global hunger has seen little reduction since 2016, and still progress is pushing the UN Sustainable Development Goal 2030 target of zero hunger out of reach. Liberia scored 30 in the index, a rise of 1 point since last year, and ranked 112 out of 123 countries, putting it in the serious category. It is one of 10 countries in serious category that have not moved in a decade. The index for 1 in every 3 Liberian is undernourished. 1 in every 4 children under 5 is stunted. In a recent Front Page Africa new narrative report, Francis Morba, Assistant Minister for Planning and Development of the Ministry of Agriculture, argued that the country is making better progress than the index shows. The Global Hunger Index is not false, says Morba, but it does not represent the current reality because it relies on data collected between 2022 and 2024. Morba claims government assessments show national food insecurity has dropped from 47% in 2022 to 20.7% in 2025. More than 33,000 Liberians have transitioned from food insecurity to food security since the 2022 baseline. The government will also release the data at the launch. Front Page Africa new narrative has been unable to verify it. Well, let's leave you here. We have lots of other stories to look at. Let's look to more stories. This morning we see what's the next. We have this is on lawmakers, but we'll take some lines. It says lawmakers call to special session to discuss urgent cash printing, supplementary budget as speculation rises over Rep. Koluba's expulsion. Let's take some lines from here. It says that in the exercise of his constitutional power, President Joseph Boakai has read in both chambers of the that's the 55th legislature, to resume for a special session beginning from April 9 to the 23rd, 2026, for what he considers as urgent national matters. These matters, which include proposal for the printing of additional Liberian dollar banknotes, proposal for passage of the 2026 supplementary budget, and other matters of national urgency, the Liberian leader declared cannot be paused until the regular session resumes on 8 May. The recall of the legislature for a special session or extraordinary session is in pursuance with Article 32B of the 1986 Constitution, which authorizes the president either on his own initiative or upon receipt of a certificate signed by at least 1/4 of the total membership of each house, and by proclamation to extend a regular session of the legislature beyond the date of adjournment, or to convene a special or extraordinary session to address issues of national emergency and importance. Pursuant to Article 32B of the Constitution of Liberia, I hereby call on a special session of the 55th Legislature for a period of 10 working days, commencing Thursday, April 9, 2026, and ending Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. This session is convened to deliberate and act upon matters of urgent national concern. The communication reads, "We acknowledge your communication informing us of the adjournment since died of the first quarter of the third session of the 55th Legislature on Thursday, March 19, 2026, following the exhaustion of your legislative agenda, with the second quarter scheduled to recommence on Friday, May 8, 2026. However, given the urgency of certain national matters, it is imperative that the legislature reconvene prior to that date," it adds. A hidden agenda? That's a question mark. And let's read beyond. It says, "Beyond the rating agendas, there are speculations of a hidden agenda with the fate of Montserrat County Electoral District 10 Representative Yekewa Koluba in limbo amid growing momentum around the campaign for his possible expulsion, with these sitting providing that perfect platform to implement that. The provocative Montserrat lawmaker has subject to discussion over possible disciplinary action, including fines, suspension, and for a worst case, expulsion by the House of Representatives, and made controversial remarks by him on the Liberia-Guinea border. Barely a month ago, while speaking on Spoon TV, after returning from Ghana, Koluba asserted that the disputed territory belongs to Guinea, claiming that residents of Lofa County are aware of this. "We need to be very frank with the Liberian people. For my information, that place is for the Guineans," Koluba said. His comments have since sparked outrage among colleagues, with some arguing that the statement undermines Liberia's territorial integrity. There have been initial doubts in the public that any such process of removing a lawmaker seems difficult, if not impossible. However, the campaign, which has been led by fellow Montserrat County lawmaker Smoke Mobile of Electoral District 3, has received all necessary political support, as it was recently placed on the agenda of the 8-day sitting of the legislature, the leadership of the first quarter of the House of Representatives. Yeke's woe deepens. Most of what has been held as a treasonous remark by Representative Koluba on the ongoing border rigmarole, another fresh complaint regarding his moral conduct also surfaced recently before the House leadership through a complaint filed by Police Director Gregory O'Coleman. In his complaint filed before the leadership of the House, Police Inspector General lamented that the conduct of Rep. Koluba unmentioned raises serious concerns for national security, public safety, and state stability. Interesting one. But that's what it is. This is Liberia, and we definitely have lots more stories to look at. Let's keep flipping. Let's see what we have next. And this is Conan Court. It says Conan Court's India investors ahead of major India-Africa summit. This is also right here. You can just pick up your phone. Front Page Africa is right there, so that you can read what that story is saying. But let's move on to more stories. Former Vice President Taylor, veteran journalist Aaron Colley orders Mawaza a pillow of hope and dignity. This is right here also on the Front Page Africa newspaper, but we still have more stories to look at. Let's keep flipping through the papers until we can exhaust what we have. Okay, let's see more stories. It says NRF conducts 2 days surveillance, and then we see court rejects Crow's bid to strike LFA criminal. And then Liberia Youth and Sports Minister Colini Okara. I think this story, okay. posted today. A show, Colonial Cry, shows refugee youth of President Bouaka full support. Well, and I see court showdown looms as finance minister. Okay, as finance minister seeks delay in U.S. 350,000 JFK negligence case. This is also here, and you can grab a copy to read that. Empowering Liberia's entrepreneurs, Mercy Corps, and partners. But this is what we have from the online version of the Daily Observer. Let's go jump to the online version of the Daily Observer, which is the Liberia Observer. We're done with the front page Africa newspaper. Sorry. Okay. Bouaka calls legislature back to address budget currency crunch. This was posted an hour ago, and Bouaka calls legislature back to address budget currency crunch. Okay, so we don't know whether the meeting that he wants to have with them is about budget currency crunch, but this is what it is. Let's see more stories. LBNM engages Bouaka on strengthening nursing midwifery regulation. And then we have LNTA tightens grip on tourism. This was posted 4 hours ago, and this is one of the stories that I'm so interested in. But we're going to take some lines. Let's hear from them. The Liberia, that's the Liberia National Tourism Authority. It says the government through the Liberia National Tourism Authority has officially launched a nationwide registration, inspection, classification, and star rating exercise targeting tourism, culture, and creative establishments across the country, beginning in Montserrat County. Let's go back. The government through the Liberia National Tourism Authority has officially launched a nationwide registration, inspection, classification, and star rating exercise targeting tourism, culture, and creative establishment across the country, beginning in Montserrat County. The exercise, which runs from April 7 to May 8, 2026, forms part of a broader national initiative aimed at strengthening regulatory compliance, improving service quality, and promoting professionalism in Liberia's tourism sector. In a statement released on Tuesday, April 7, the authority and the initiative is being carried out in line with the LNTA Act of 2025 and is aligned with ECOWAS tourism accommodation standards. According to the LNTA, the exercise will involve comprehensive inspections of tourism, culture, and creative enterprises to verify their registration and licensing status, assessing sanitation and safety conditions, and evaluate environmental and operational standards across establishments. The Liberia National Tourism Authority hereby announces the commencement of a nationwide registration, inspection, classification, star rating exercise beginning in Montserrat County from April 7 to May 8, 2026, and authority stated. During the exercise, authorized LNT and inspectorate teams will conduct detailed inspections of tourism establishments, including hotels, guest houses, restaurants, entertainment centers, travel agencies, beaches, and other hospitality facilities. The inspections will assess whether businesses comply with national tourism regulations and operational standards, including sanitation, environmental safety, and customer service delivery. During this exercise, authorized LNTA inspectorate team will conduct comprehensive inspections of tourism, culture, and creative establishments to verify registration and licensing status, assessing sanitation, safety, environmental, and operational standards, and evaluate customer service delivery through spot checks, the LNTA explained. In addition to inspections, the authority will also conduct awareness and stakeholder engagement activities to educate operators on regulatory requirements and post practices in the tourism and hospitality industry. The authority will also implement a targeted awareness and stakeholder engagement campaign while providing guidance materials to support operators in meeting required standards, the statement added. A key component of the initiative is a classification of accommodation facilities which will be assigned official star rating ranging from 1 star to 5 star based on approved national and regional criteria. According to the LNTA, this process is intended to ensure consistency in service delivery and enhance the credibility of Liberia's tourism sector. In addition, accommodation establishments will undergo classification and be assigned official star rating ranging from 1 star to 5 star based on approved national and regional criteria, the authority noted. The LNT had emphasized that it remains the only legally mandated authority responsible for assigning official star ratings in Liberia and warned against the use of unauthorized ratings by tourism establishments. The LNT emphasizes that it remains the only legally mandated authority responsible for assigning official star ratings and installing classifications signage. The use or display of unauthorized ratings as well as non-compliance with regulatory requirements is strictly prohibited and may result in appropriate enforcement actions, the authority cautioned. Operators across the tourism, culture, and creative sectors have been urged to fully cooperate with inspection teams and ensure their establishments meet required standards. All operators are required to ensure that their establishments are properly registered and licensed, maintain high standards of hygiene, safety, and customer service, and cooperate fully with authorized LNTA inspectors throughout the exercise, the LNTA stated. Authorities also encourage business owners to actively engage with inspectors and provide feedback to support continuous improvements within the industry. Operators are further encouraged to engage constructively with LNTA's team and provide feedback to support continuous improvement in service delivery, the statement added. The authority said the exercise is of national importance, noting that it will help strengthen consumer protection, boost investor confidence, and enhance the international credibility of Liberia's tourism sector. This exercise is of national importance as it will enhance credibility, strengthen consumer protection, improve service standards, and boost investor confidence in Liberia's tourism sector. The LNTA said they outlined the annual license fees for various tourism and cultural entities. Hotels will pay between US $500 and US $2,000 depending on their classification, while motels, guest houses, eco lodges, and Airbnb will pay fees ranging from US 100 to US 1,000. Recreational sites, nightclubs, eateries, airlines, travel agencies, tourism organizations, and cultural or artistic groups are also required to pay fees ranging from 25 US dollars to $2,000. Based on size and scope of operations, the full schedule of fees covers activities including pageants, festivals, fashion shows, cultural research, and content creation. The validity period for all LNTA licenses is 1 year. Other tourism establishments such as guest houses, restaurants, beaches, travel agencies, nightclubs, and transportation services will also be subject to licensing requirements under the LNTA's regulatory framework. The authority further noted that the validity period for LNTA licenses is 1 year, after which establishments must renew their registration to continue operation legally. The LNTA encouraging all tourism sector operators to complete their registration process either manually or online. The authority concluded by calling on stakeholders to work collectively towards building a stronger tourism sector in Liberia. Together, let us build a safe, vibrant, and globally competitive tourism culture and creative industry in Liberia, the LNTA urged. Well, that's what it is. let's see if we can bring two headlines, just two more headlines. Then we can call it okay. No echoes of war. This is here, and we have Gafwan discusses strategies to shield Liberia from global economic shocks, and gender quotas cannot stand alone. Political parties must lead. And that's what we have. So far, so good. I think these are all of the stories. We have the editorial here. Putu is not just a mine, it is a test. How many shocks before we build our own strength? The myth of the neutral empire. And Grand Cape Mine County must not become another Monrovia. But it is what it is. These are all of the stories we have this morning from our local dailies. As a matter of fact, the online version of these local dailies. But we're gonna leave you here now. Let's welcome in Gus. Gus, quickly greet the audience so we can take our break.
Hey, good morning, Esther. Good morning, Liberia. Gus Kwama. Glad to be here.
Okay. So let's quickly take our break with our sponsors. When we come back, we will definitely come with our talking points.
Peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to serve the source of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Randy, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cold Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so go with deep and deeper. Put it to the EGK. Villa living sense in her.
Okay, well, very pleasant. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you are listening to the program from the print news here on Freedom FM 87.9. And so we have read a lot of stories we've brought this morning to you. Whatever caught your attention, I don't know what it is, but the team is going to pick a topic. But I'm more interested in this Liberia National Tourism Authority new, licensing thing they're talking about. That's what I'm more interested in. But let's hear from the guys. Aliyu and Gus, you guys can go on.
Who's here? Who else is here?
Aliyu is here. Aliyu Masale, are you there?
I'm just walking in the office. I'm gonna try to get it.
Aliyu, are you there? Okay, I think Aliyu is not. Okay.
Yes, I'm here, but I'm a little bit busy. Yes.
Okay. So it's okay. So let me just come in until Gus can get in his.
Go ahead and pick it.
Okay. And so I think this is something that is already flying wide and far already in our social media landscape. A lot of people are already involved with it, talking of what's happening, with the issue of this new regulation that the Liberia National Tourism Authority is coming up with. From my own standpoint, I think this is not timely. And most of the regulations I see, these are things that are important that I even thought were already being forced, a long time ago. But then it comes back to some of the different stuff we see that are included in this, regulation and thing. So now you begin to ask yourself, what is happening in this country?
I said before you go too far, I saw your comment on some of those posts yesterday.
Who even paying people for moving? It's so interesting. A lot of people are just acting, out of fun, the experience and all of that. They jumping into a movie and thing. Most of them are not being paid for it. So you are telling us that if this person is an actor, they didn't even go to an actor or actress school, nothing like that. No theater school. They should come and pay a lesson to you. Why if they don't have a movie for that year to shoot? Even if they shoot that movie, how much do they get that they have to come pay for lessons fees? Some of the things you are imposing, they are impossible. And that's why the whole internet is going helter scatter. Because people are concerned, like, why are you even doing this? Why are you even doing this? People trying to find, solace in the social media. There are a lot of things going on in people's life. They'll put their money in their phone, go online, watch comedians and stuff like that. Because they are content creators now, you want them to pay money. Is it even appropriate at this time? We're not saying it's a bad thing. You cannot enforce it in your country, but look at your country economy. We were just talking about the number one hungry country in the world. Liberia is part of the most serious hungry country in the world. What are you doing about that? When you want to copycat other countries, you read people's laws, you must look at what their citizens are also benefiting from the country. Recently, Ghana president, you heard what it did. Landlords are not allowed to collect more than 6 months. These are laws that benefit the people. These are laws that are in the people's interest. Why should I go to pay for an apartment and the landlord tells me I got to pay for 2 years or I'm forced to pay for 1 year? Why if I only have 6 months money? Doesn't mean I should go live on the street if nobody want to give their place out for 6 months. These are laws. These are things that you can push, for, and the citizens will be happy. People already paying taxes. It's a good thing that you want to do lessons, but go after the rightful institutions, those that are making the money. You cannot come after everybody. So the little barbing shop now are cutting our kids' hair for $200, $250. If definitely you know how our people are, business people, they quick, very, very fast in exploiting people. The moment you give them an inch, they're gonna take a yard. At the end of the day, what's gonna happen? Everybody will be crying here and there. For God in heaven's sake, President Boakai, this is a poor country. How much people making? Do you even have rich people in this country? Have you thought about how possible you guys can get our country to be monetized? What is the process? What do we need to do? Is it that our population is so low that, our country cannot be monetized? These are the things we want to know. We want to know. Because if the young people will be paying for lesson fees for something that they're not getting anything out of. If I bring in my data watching, example, leader comedy, the only thing I'm giving the leader is a follow. That's all I'm giving to her. Is she getting anything from my follow? She's not getting anything from my follow. If it was monetized, yeah, she would have gotten something. So instead of just running with these funds, running with these fees for lessons and all of that, think it twice. For the ones you are put on the hotels and all of that, it is prudent. These are places that a huge sum of money comes out of. A lot of money come out of it. And I, sitting here, even thought that we already had a way of, there was already a process in place for that. I thought these people had lessons to operate. Travel agencies and all of that. Yeah, they need lessons. But must you add these little ones to them? Is it necessary? Most of the content creators, when they get in the morning, they're yummy. They're looking for food to eat. Then they come and say $50 US to get rid of you annually. Because you said it lasts for a year. They have to do it. They have to do their registration every year to get the lessons. Is it even a professional space? Somebody decided they would just do a content on their personal lifestyle. You know what they do when they get up in the morning, their skincare routine. You know what they go out to do, where they go to, what they do. I mean, they should pay you. I mean, get lesson to do that. I mean, this is what it is, my dear brother. This is Liberia. This is the president that we voted for. This is the rescue government that promised to come and rescue the people. Now it have gotten to a point where we are the ones rescuing them. President Boakai is building mansions around the country. When other people did it, he criticized it. He criticized the fact that a sitting president had access to a private jet to attend to the country functions. They had a problem with it. Your man Dillon had to come out and apologize. We didn't know how it was. Is it what you guys will be doing every time, apologizing for things that you don't even understand? Everything you guys kick against, everything, I mean, every single thing you guys talk about, that's exactly what you guys are doing. Which is a sad thing. It's a really sad thing. Go on the Facebook. Even your supporters, people who thought you were coming to rescue, you know, they felt they were suffering so bad. That's why I was telling someone last night, you should never allow your current situation make you jump into a decision that you didn't think out well. Because at the end of the day, you will bear the consequences. These people have been rescued. They have their jobs. They have their girlfriends, the number of girlfriends they want to have. They are traveling. They are living. Where are you today? Your little small place you was at, they took you from there. You said the harmonization salary was wrong. Since you came back to power, have you taken the people's salaries back? Have you added it back? You have not. Yet you are looking for ways to rely just on taxpayers' money. When the country got a lot of resources, you bring people from out of the country, they will open their arms over your resources, give you a little of nothing. They don't even have a processing plant in this country. Most of them, they take your raw materials out of here. When they refine it to wherever they take it to, you got to go buy it and put it back to your people. And it becomes expensive. It becomes very expensive. We already have the factor of population. The population is not huge. That is one of the reasons why a lot of things cannot just, thrive in this country. Other countries that have the huge population, anything you do, definitely you can get money out of it. Unlike this country. How many followers do we have? Even if you're doing something that is so very interesting that others from around, other countries, nationals are following and stuff, they're liking and stuff like that. My dear, still, as long as your country is not monetized, it's not gonna work for you. Free content creation. And the old man that get a little they're cooking on the sidewalk with their benches, they're selling their food for $300. The boys, when they're hungry, they can go there, keke rider, bike riders. Even though boys are pushing water, these are the places they go to eat. Now, the prices will increase. They will definitely increase. What y'all want us to do? We complaining about the electricity. We're not getting the current correct. We're paying money for it. We are also paying tax on it. Every first recharge in the month, they will take their percentage out. They don't want to know whether you are a very lay man who can't even afford to buy current. You're not big around. You buy fat at that current. Then they take the portion from Isa. Is this how this country is going to be? Other countries you see with these exorbitant prices. Do you know how much these people make? Do you know the bare minimum of that country? Are you even looking at it? Do you think at this particular time in history, your people should be suffering? How long are we going to suffer? How long are we going to dwell on the country came from war? How many years have it been? That is why we need wise leaders, people who are farsighted. And have a team around you who are farsighted. Because you alone cannot do it all. It is important for teamwork. But this is it. This is Liberia we find ourselves in. I don't know what these guys were thinking when they came up with all these different fees. If you are in a tailor shop,
Mr. Money, the minister will use question respectfully.
Mm.
So even when there's a serious problem with the way you can read the newspaper, you just read a paper, we don't know which paper you're reading. What are you reading today or there? What are you following?
Listen, Ambrose, if you had listened to the show throughout, you would have known. I do say that. So get off the line, yeah? Thank you. Hello?
Thank you very much. Esther Daddy Dago.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Esther, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from my Popo Kono, down Coast Spoon Hill, Winter Community. Esther, thank you very much. Hey, my brother, I just dropped the line. Let me just give a minute to that minute and come to the issue. My brother, I just dropped the line. Your rescue God, is telling people who got in here to pay fine. They will pay on taxes, $50 US. Some people will pay 1,500 US. The poor people that you're going to rescue, the rescue government say they will pay that while they're discussing. And now in this moment, all on the people, all now on the Facebook, you will see it. That's the issue.
No, but it's in the newspaper. He's just a funny person. If he had listened to the show from the beginning to the end, he wouldn't be saying the crap he's saying. So go ahead.
Yeah, they are very sarcastic because their expectation and hope has been dashed along the road. So there's people who want to come you carbon and social ball. The frustration is too much for these guys. You don't even know where to advance it. So they want to get to market their ignorance. It's an issue. Esther, I thought this government was boosting of 1.2 billion budget being passed in recent time.
Of course.
I thought they said they were the very first government ever in the history of Nigeria to pass 1.2 billion budget. What are they asking Lapa be done to register with this kind of money? I thought they published They have to see more. Nothing is been said about it. But on a daily basis, you want to control them, take the $1.2 billion all of us at all costs. This is embarrassing to the rescue government. Thank you, Esther.
Thank you very much for calling. Let's take more calls. Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Hi, Esther.
I'm fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Esther, I'm ready to want to come in one for all. You know how many times Esther, they put it on our work up there, Esther? What